accounting major, finance minor from Chester, Virginia, with over 120 hours of service learning and community service. Not so long ago, we were told, when you choose to serve, whether it's for your nation, your community, or simply your neighborhood, you are connected to that fundamental American ideal that we want life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, not just for ourselves, but for all Americans. From the beginning of his presidency, President Barack Hussein Obama admonished America to fulfill the American dream through service. With humble beginnings as a community organizer on the south side of Chicago to becoming the most powerful and influential leader in the world, President Obama has implemented initiatives that have changed lives and inspired masses towards a more stable and progressive future. Benedict College shares President Obama's commitment to service by requiring her students to obtain a minimum of 120 hours of service learning. Mr. President, we thank you for your inspirational and motivational vision of servant leadership. On behalf of the Benedict College family and the citizens of the state of South Carolina and the nation, it is my honor to introduce the 44th President of the United States of America,
take a seat. If you don't have a seat, I'm sorry. I want to say thank you to Benedict College. I want to thank Tiana for the great introduction to her. Big round of applause. We have all kinds of luminaries and dignitaries and big shots here today, but I'm going to just mention a couple of them. One of the finest gentlemen and finest legislators we have in the country, your Congressman, Jim Clyburn. Your outstanding Mayor, Steve Benjamin. The President of this great institution, Dr. David Swinton. It's been a while since I was in South Carolina. In fact, it's been too long. It is. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I love you, and I've been loving you. It's just, I had a lot of stuff to do since I last saw you. But it was wonderful to be backstage because I got a chance to see so many of the wonderful people that I worked with back in 2008. If it was not for this great state, Palmetto State, if it was not for all the people who had, at a grassroots level, gone door to door and talked to folks, got everybody fired up and ready to go, if it hadn't been for all of you, I might not be president. And I'm truly grateful for that. I hope that you don't mind. I also brought another good friend, the Attorney General of the United States, Eric Holder. road trip together because Eric has not only been a great friend, but an extraordinary Attorney General. As some of you know, he is going to go enjoy himself and is going to retire from public service, but I know he's still going to be doing great things around the country. I'm really going to miss him. Now, I'm not here to make a long speech. I'm here to make a short speech because what I want to do is spend most of my time interacting, having a conversation. I want to get questions. I want to hear what you guys are thinking about. This is a good thing for me to get out of Washington and talk to normal folk. And I thought it was appropriate to come here because tomorrow I'll be visiting Selma, Alabama for the 50th anniversary of the march across the Independence Bridge. And one of the things I might talk about, I'm still working on my speech, it might come up, is the meaning of Selma for your generation. Because Selma is not just about commemorating the past. It's about honoring the legends who helped change this country through your actions today, in the here and now. Selma is now. Selma is about the courage of ordinary people doing extraordinary things because they believe they can change the country. They can shape our nation's destiny. Selma is about each of us asking ourselves what we can do to make America better. And historically, it's been young people like you who helped lead that march. Think about somebody like John Lewis, who was one of the key leaders and will be joining us tomorrow. He was 23 when he helped lead that march that transformed the country. Think about the Children's Crusade in Birmingham, the 12-year-old boy who was elected head of the NAACP youth chapter, who grew up to be Jim Clyburn. You know, it was young people. It was young people who stubbornly insisted on justice, stubbornly refused to accept the world as it is, and transform not just the country, but transform the world. You can see that spirit reflected in the poster put out by the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee in the 1960s. It had a picture of a young John Lewis kneeling in protest against an all-white swimming pool, and it reads, "Come, let us build a new world together. Come, let us build a new world together." That's the story of America. That's why immigrants came here. The idea of building a new world together, not just settling on what is, but imagining what might be. Insisting we live up to our highest ideas, our deepest values. That's why I want to come here to Columbia and here at Benedict College, because we all know we still have work to do. We've got to ensure not just the absence of formal legal oppression, but the presence of an active, dynamic opportunity. Good jobs that pay good wages, a good start for every child, health care for every family, a higher education that prepares you for the world without crippling you with debt, a fair and more just legal and criminal justice system. Now, the good news is we're in much better shape now than we were 6 years ago. This morning we learned that our economy created nearly 300,000 new jobs last month. Unemployment rate ticked down to 5.5%, which is the lowest it's been since the spring of 2008. Our businesses have now added more than 200,000 jobs a month for the past year. And we have not seen a streak like that in 37 years, since Jimmy Carter was president. All told, over the past 5 years, our business has created nearly 12 million new jobs. And what's more, the unemployment rate for African Americans is actually falling faster than the overall unemployment rate, which makes sense because it went up faster too during the recession. But it's still too high. The unemployment rate across the country and here in South Carolina is still higher than we want, which means we've got more work to do. And we got to make sure those are good jobs that pay a living wage and have benefits with it. So we can't let up now. We've got to do everything we can to keep this progress going. This community, I know, is doing its part to prepare students for this new economy. Programs like Youth Build are giving young people who may have gotten off track a chance to earn a degree and get the skills they need for the 21st century. City Year AmeriCorps in the House. They're working with public schools in Columbia to increase graduation rates. The Benedict College community is doing outstanding work beyond your wall. We put you on the higher education community service honor roll. So as long as I'm president, we're going to keep doing everything we can to make sure that young people like you can achieve your dreams. Now, we can't do it for you. You got to do it yourselves, but we can give you the tools you need. We can give you a little bit of a helping hand in the sense of possibility and direction. You got to do the work, but we can make it a little bit easier for you. That's why 1 year ago we launched what we call My Brother's Keeper. It's an initiative that challenges communities to bring together nonprofits and foundations and businesses and government, all focused on creating more pathways for young people to succeed. This week we put out a report showing the progress that's been made. That progress is thanks to the nearly 200 local leaders who accepted what we call My Brother's Keepers Challenge, including Mayor Benjamin and the mayors of Johnston and Holy Hill. They're doing great work, mentoring young people, giving them a new path for success. I'm hugely optimistic about the progress we can make together this year and in the years ahead, because ultimately I'm optimistic about all of you. Young people in this country make me optimistic. The future we can build together. This new world that we can build together. I'm proud of you, but we've got a lot more work to do. Starting right now, because I'm about to take your questions. Thank you very much.